Salam! Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Hassan and I have helped more than 1000 websites and 25 different agencies configuring Facebook Pixel, Google Analytics on their websites. I have worked with all kind of platforms, Shopify, WordPress, custom build websites, Next.js, React, you name it, I have worked on it. So, in this video, I am going to show you how I configure Facebook Pixel's add to cart event to track user interactions whenever they add any items to their cart on WooCommerce store using Google Tag Manager. I am creating this video by keeping in mind three different people. I have the small business owners in my mind who have their website configured and they want to track how many users are doing add to cart event and they want to use that information in their ads manager. Or other digital marketing people who are helping other businesses with their Facebook ads and they want to set up tracking themselves. And the third person in my mind is the freelancer like myself who is looking for some information to elevate their skill or know more about this kind of field. However, this is not really a general e-commerce training, so I'm not going to show you how WooCommerce works or how the products work. This is also not a coding session, therefore I'm not going to show you how the DataLayer is coded in the website. However, I'm also going to show you how you can create DataLayer. This is also not a digital marketing strategy video, so I'm not going to show you how to actually utilize this add to cart event in your ads and how you can get the best of it. I'm just going to show you what is the best way to track this event using Google Tag Manager and Shopify. Sorry, not Shopify, WooCommerce. I'm just going to show you what is the best way to track add to cart event for Facebook Pixel using Google Tag Manager and your WooCommerce store. To make everyone's lives easier, I have divided this video into 4 different sections. In the first section of the video, we are going to configure Google Tag Manager container on all the pages of the website. In the second section, we are going to configure a Facebook Pixel configuration tag that will track the page view events whenever the user goes from one page to another page. In the third section of the video, I'm going to show you how I add Google Tag Manager's data layer that we need for event parameters such as content IDs, content names, value, currency, etc. And in the fourth section of the video, we are going to create tags in Google Tag Manager that will capture this add to cart event and send it back to the Facebook Pixel. So before we jump into the video, I have 3 tips that can help you get the best out of this video. Watch the video first so you can get the best understanding of the video, and once you understand everything, then I would highly recommend you to play the video alongside and start replicating the system for your own client or yourself. Second tip I have for you is to, if you have any question that you come across while watching the video for the first time, ask them in the comment box, or you can always contact me on my website. There is contact button on the top right corner. The first step in this is to configure Google Tag Manager on all the pages of the website on your WordPress store. There are 1 trillion ways to do that. However, I usually like doing it using a plugin. You can do it with other different options such as adding the code directly to theme.php file, adding the code into some other plugin. However, the plugin that I like to work with is called GTM for WP. The reason I like working with this plugin is going to be super helpful in the third section of the video. But for right now, let's just go to our demo store. For that, let's just go to the plugin sections on our WordPress website and click on add new plugin. This will take you to a new page where we can search for any kind of plugin that has been added to the gallery. Let's just search for GTM for WP. It's 4 like 1, 2, 3, 4. And this plugin has been created by Thomas Greger, and this is literally one of the best plugins I have used for WooCommerce website, and I have added this plugin almost on 1000 plus websites. Let's just click on activate. So once this plugin has been activated on the store, we might have to refresh the page just to make sure that the plugin and the new WordPress pages are in sync. So let's quickly do that. Great. Now the page has been refreshed. You can go down to the settings and you will see another option for Google Tag Manager. This is because of the plugin that we have added. The only thing we need to add in this is the Google Tag Manager's container ID. You can get the container ID directly by visiting to tagmanager.google.com. If you have more than 1 container, you can select that one. However, if you have only 1 account, you can simply go here. We can copy the ID from right here, or you can also click this one and copy the ID from right here. Let's just copy the ID, go back to the Google Tag Manager container. Let's just copy the ID and go back to the plugin settings and paste the code right here. Let's hit save. You also need to be very careful about one more thing. As soon as you make some changes, this will change the container code option from on to off. So make sure that it is set to always on and hit save changes. By doing this one simple thing, Google Tag Manager container should be added on all the pages of your website. But let's just not rely on our instinct and let's just quickly test. So once you hit preview button on your Google Tag Manager container, it is going to open a temporary debug window that you can connect with any page of your website. Once this temporary debug window is connected with your website, we can see all kind of events that are firing in this website on the temporary debug window. You can also install this Google Tag Legacy Assistant Chrome extension, and you can see that the Google Tag Manager container is firing. As long as this smiley face is green or blue, this is good. However, it should not be red. We can see that the tag container is firing. We can also see that the tag container is firing from this little snippet we have on the right bottom corner. We can also see that in the debug window that everything is working all right. Great. We are done with the first section. That was really fast. And now we need to make sure that the Facebook Pixels configuration tag is firing on all the pages of the website. Facebook configuration tag works by adding a piece of code on all the pages of the website. But since we have Google Tag Manager across all of the website, we can just add the code directly in GTM. So there are again multiple ways to do this thing. However, how I like to do it is using tag templates. And the tag templates I like to work with is Facebook Pixel Themes tag template. I know Facebook and Google has a beef, therefore the tag template is not already available in the tag section. However, you can go to the templates and search in the community gallery for Facebook tag. And this is added by the Facebook archive team. Once you click on add the tag, it will add the tag to the workspace and it will be available for us to use in our tag section. So let's just create our very first tag. And since we want this tag to fire on all the pages of the website, since it is a configuration tag, we are going to select the trigger for all pages. For the tags, let's just select Facebook Pixel imported tag. And you will see that the only information we need is the Facebook Pixel ID. And where are you going to get this Facebook Pixel ID? It's pretty simple, right? You're going to get it from your Facebook Business Manager account. So let's just go to Facebook Business Manager account. And it does not matter on which page you are, whether you are on Ads Manager or on any page, as long as it's on business.facebook.com, you can click on this all tool option. You might find it on the top or at the bottom somewhere, and then just select event manager. For me, the event manager is on the top because I have added it as a shortcut. However, you can find it on the list somewhere here. Once you're on the event manager, you can select this data sources option and it will take you to this page right here. If you don't have any pixel before, you can click on this green button to create the pixel. Otherwise, we are just going to copy this dataset ID. Previously, they were called Facebook Pixels and now they are called dataset IDs for some reason, because Facebook wants our life to be really miserable and that's how life works. So let's just copy the ID and not complain about why life is like that, and paste the ID right here. Great, this is the only thing we had to do, and let's just rename this to Facebook configuration tag. That's awesome. But what I usually like to do is create a constant variable for this one. So I don't have to copy and paste the ID again and again. So let's just create a constant variable just for optimization purposes. So let's create a constant variable and let's rename it to Facebook Pixel ID and hit save. Great. Now we are also done with the second step, but it's always better to test before moving to the next section. So let's hit preview button again. Whenever you make any changes to the variables, tags, or trigger section in Google Tag Manager, you have to click on the preview button again. So the new preview session will have the updated information. So once this preview button is connected, you can add this Facebook Pixel helper extension and you can see that the page view event has fired. You can also verify the same information from this Google Tag Manager debug window. We can also verify the same information by going to the test event section. And if I will hit refresh on the page again, this will again trigger a page view event, and this test event section will track that page view event and it will show us all the event parameters that are coming in. But since this is a page view event and we don't have any event parameter, this one does not have any event parameters passing through. However, these are 3 different ways where you can test if the configuration is working all right. Great, now we are done with 2 sections and we are going at the speed of lightning fast, and that's good. For the third section, we have to make sure that the data layer is working. So whenever a user clicks on add to cart button, we can get information about the product such as product's name, price, quantity, and all the other good things that we usually need. So for that, we are going back to the website and opening the plugin settings again. If you will go to the integration section on the GTM for WP, you will find an option for WooCommerce, and there is another option which is called track e-commerce events. And trust me, this is only the one button that you have to click and everything is good to go. Once you hit save changes, this should ideally add the data layer events on your website. Let's just quickly verify before jumping to any conclusion. Let's just go to any of the product pages on our WooCommerce store and click on add to cart button. Alright, I have clicked on add to cart button and I can see that one item has been added to the cart. Let me quickly go back to the debug window session and I can see that the add to cart event has triggered on the previous page. If I will expand this API call that has been created by the DataLayer, I can see the currency, I can see the value, I can see the item ID, name, SQ, and all the things that I need along with quantity and everything basically. So we are done with the third section also. We have created the data layer just by clicking one button in the plugin. That's why I love this plugin and I will highly recommend to use the plugin too. Alright, now this fourth section is the most difficult section and it has the most number of steps. The thing that we are trying to do in this fourth section is take all the information from this data layer, save it into variables, and then map these variables to something that Facebook Pixel can actually accept. Once we have created those variables, we are going to create tags and triggers. So this fourth section is basically like a million step process, but we are going to do it together one by one so we both understand what is happening and how to get the best out of this system. Great. The first thing we need to create is the variable so we can get information such as e-commerce.currency, e-commerce.value, e-commerce.items, and things like that. Let's just go back to the Google Tag Manager container and switch to the variable sections so we can get all these variables first. And since we are trying to get the information from the data layer, the variable we are going to select is data layer. E-commerce is an object and you can denote an object by curly brackets, and to get any information from the curly brackets you have to use the dot notations. For example, e-commerce dot currency will give us this whatever this is, and e-commerce dot value will give us this thing, e-commerce dot items will give this thing in the variable. So let's just quickly create these three variables for e-commerce dot value. Let's rename this one to DLV e-commerce.value and hit save. Let's also create another one for e-commerce.item. Let's do e-commerce.item. And the last one is e-commerce.currency. Let's also create that one. CURRENCY. My spellings are not the best, so I usually like to copy and paste things, but here I'm just challenging myself. So basically all of these three variables that we have created, they are in somewhat format. However, they are not in the correct format that is required by Facebook Pixel. So we have to do some sort of transformation to transform these variables into something that Facebook Pixel can actually understand and process them. Doing this thing directly by code is one option. However, I usually like to keep everyone's life a little simpler, and we are going to use another template for this one. If you go to the template section and under the variable, just search for the gallery, you can find a parameter called Facebook parameter generator. And this parameter has been created by Stape team, which is kind enough to provide this for everyone to use. And we are going to create this variable. Once you click on Facebook parameter, once you select this Facebook parameter generator, you will see that it requires 5 different fields. The first one is items array, and then it needs detail of the keys that are inside that items array. So for us, the item array is inside this e-commerce.item object, and since we have already created a data layer variable for that, let's just select that one. And we are going to create contents first, then we will create IDs, num, content, and everything else. The product ID for us is inside item underscore ID. So let's just select that one. The name is inside item underscore name. So let's just select that one. We have price under price. So let's select price. And then we have quantity under quantity itself. So also let's just select quantity. Great. Let's rename this variable to Facebook parameter generator, e-commerce items, and this one is for contents. Perfect. Now we have created the contents array that is matching exactly the Facebook's parameter conditions. We need to do the same thing for content IDs, names, and num items. We can create new variables from here by just clicking on the parameter again selecting the items array. I just noticed something. I have written item here and it was supposed to be items. We will fix that after this. And let's just create the items array. We need item underscore ID. We need item underscore name. Then we have price. Then we have quantity. I'm getting this information from this data layer right here. If for whatever reason you have different names, like you can select item ID or you can select ID, both of them have the same information, this will still work fine. So let's rename it to Facebook parameter generator e-commerce.items, and then this one is for content IDs, and let's hit save. Great. Let's quickly fix the items error that I made. So the object that we have is not an item, it's under items. I missed an S, so let's just update that. That's the beauty of the variables. You don't have to fix them like at 10 different places. You can just fix them at one place. And instead of creating new variables, let's just copy and paste this one and rename these. So this will be a much faster way to create variables. Now we have the one for content names. The last one we need is for num items. That will tell Facebook Pixel that how many items were purchased. So let's just select num items and rename this to num item. Perfect. We have all the variables that we needed, and now we can go to the tag section to create the tag that we need for this add to cart event. Let's just click on new. And since we don't want this trigger to fire on all the pages of the website, we are going to create a new trigger by clicking the plus button on the top right corner. And the name of the event has to exactly match the one that we are looking at in the data layer. You can copy it from here, but I am going to copy it from right here. Then in the Google Tag Manager, we can create this one and rename this tag to custom event add to cart. And once you hit save, this will create a trigger that will only fire the tag on this particular event. For the tag settings, we are going to select the Facebook Pixel tag again. And since we have saved the Facebook Pixel ID in a constant variable, let's just select that one. For the event, we want to fire an add to cart event, and we also want to send some properties whenever this event fired, just to make sure that this is an enhanced e-commerce event. We want to send value, we want to send currency, CURRENCY. We have to send contents array. Then we have to send content underscore IDs. Then we have content underscore name. Then we have num underscore items, and then we have content underscore type. For the value, we already have created a variable that is e-commerce.value. We can select that one. For currency, we have that under e-commerce.currency. For contents, we are using steps variable, so we can select that one. For the content IDs, we also have created another variable, so let's just select that. Content names is under content name. Num items, we also have created that one in a few minutes ago. And for the content type, we don't have anything, so let's just send a product. It's a constant string, it does not have to matter anything. Great, we have made all the changes, and let's just rename this tag to whatever we need and hit save. Great, this should have successfully added the event. However, just to be sure, like we discussed, let's just preview the changes to make sure everything is actually firing properly and we are good to go. Let's just go to the website and go to any of the product pages so we can trigger this add to cart event. Let's just go to this smart LED bulb event. And once we are on this page, let's just do an add to cart event. And we can, it was really fast, so you didn't see, but there was a 3 here. So let's just go to this data layer option and see the add to cart event is fired, and we can also verify this information from here. We can see that the add to cart event is fired and it has sent the value, currency, content IDs, num items, and there is one error that is saying that the catalog is not matched because this is a demo store and we don't have a catalog configured, therefore we are seeing this error. Anyhow, we have successfully added the add to cart event. The only thing missing is making sure that all the changes we have made are public and they are not in the draft mode. So let's just do that. Let's say Facebook add to cart and let's hit publish. Now all the changes we have made, they're live on the website, and any user on your website is going to click on add to cart event. This will track that event and send it back to the events manager. Events manager usually take 30 minutes to 24 hours to process the new incoming events. So if you don't see the events right there, you can just verify them in the event test center and then you should be good to go. If you have stuck this far on the video, I have one more bonus section for you. If you have stick this far at the end of the video, I have one bonus thing for you. If you will click in the link in the description on the blog post, you will find this container that we have worked on this video, and you can download that container, and I can show you how you can import that container in your own Google Tag Manager container, so you don't have to create all those variable tags, triggers, and go through all of the stuff. You can just configure the Google Tag Manager container plugins on your website and then just do this step and you should be good to go. On your Google Tag Manager container, go to the admin section and click on import container. This will ask you for 3 things that you have to select. Once you click on import container, the first thing you have to provide is the container file. You can find the file on the website link. Once you have done that, click on existing and select the existing workspace and click on merge option. Once you have done that, you can click on confirm, and this will create all the tags and the triggers that you need for this video. And the only thing you have to do is go to the variable sections and scroll down to the Facebook Pixel ID and update the Facebook Pixel ID with your own Facebook Pixel ID. And you are good to go. Again, make sure that you publish the changes and everything is submitted to the website, so nothing is in the preview mode and everything is live. I hope that this video helped, and if you want to see how to configure initiate checkout event, which is also very crucial for Facebook ads, so that the algorithm can understand how many items are being added to the cart and finally started the initiate checkout event, you have to configure this event. So for that, you can click on the next video and I will see you there. Bye bye.